गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स। आज हम देखते हैं सेल्सफोर्स में ट्रिगर्स के कुछ टेक्निकल इंट्रो क्वेश्चंस। ट्रिगर्स के ऊपर इंट्रो में क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, तो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है। तो क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करते हैं। व्हाट इज द ट्रिगर्स? The triggers is defined as an Apex code that is executed before and after for following the functions such as a insert, update, and delete. It triggers enables to the perform the custom actions before and after modification to the record of the Salesforce. Types of triggers. There are two types of the triggers: before triggers and after triggers. Before triggers are used to update or validate value of the records before they are saved to the database. After triggers are used to access fields value of the records that are stored in the database and use this value to the make change to the other records. The records that fire the after triggers are ready to only. Trigger syntax. Triggers name of the object name bracket triggers event bracket close. Implement the logic here. Codes block. Example: triggers my account, triggers and accounts, and before insert and after update. Create account and account dot get account. First, my account triggers name. It is the name you would want to the give you the triggers. Second, account object name. It is the object on the which the actions need to the perform. Third, before second, account object name. It is the object on which the actions need to the perform. Third, before insert and before update triggers event. Before insert, when using the event, the code block get execute before or new records in the insert. Before update, when you use this event, the code will get execute before or new records in update in the object. Next questions. What are the virus event on which triggers can fire? A triggers is set of the statement which can be executed on the following event in the above the triggers event on or the more of below the event can be used with the comma separate. Before insert, before update, before delete, after insert, after update, and after delete, and after undelete. Next questions. What are the considerations while the implementing the triggers? Consider the following the before implementing the triggers. Upset triggers fire on the fourth different event. Before insert update, after insert and update. Merge triggers are fire on of the both event on the delete. Fates history is updated after the triggers has successfully finished processing data. Any callout should be asynchronous so that triggers does not have to wait for the response. But triggers cannot be have stick keywords in the code. If a triggers complete and successfully, the change are the committed to the database, and if it is a fail, the transaction is a rolled back. Next questions. What are the context variable in the triggers? When your triggers is a invoke, it has a group of the supportive variable which hold runtime information that during the current triggers execute, and this variable are now as a triggers context variable TCV. Triggers context variable DMS statement insert, update, delete, and delete. Triggers executions before and after data old, new, old map, and new map. Next questions. What are the considerations with the implementing the triggers context variable? Triggers is a name and the triggers would cannot be used in the Apex DML operations. You can use the object to the change. It is one feed the value using the triggers new, but only in the before triggers in all after triggers is a triggers.new is not saved, so runtime the expectation is true. Triggers old is always read only. You cannot delete the triggers.new. Next questions. How is the triggers new different from the triggers.new map? Triggers new variable returns the list of the object which is invoked the triggers, and the triggers new map returns the map of ID with the navy inside the records key value. The files new map is only available in the after the insert, before and after the update, and after undelete. Next question. How is the triggers.new different from the triggers.old? Triggers.new variable returns the list of the object which has invoked the triggers, and triggers.old return of the list of the older version of the records which have invoked the triggers. Triggers.old is only available in the update and delete the event. Next questions. Can a triggers call a batch class? Yes, we can call a batch class in the triggers as we do in the normal Apex code. Next question, can a triggers make a call to the Apex call out the methods? We can call out the methods in the Apex triggers, but the only conditions is that it has a to be and asynchronous call out because the triggers flow cannot be wait on the response received by the call out the methods. Next questions. What will you do if the methods inside the Apex class need to the execute only when it is getting the call from the triggers? We will use the triggers is executing in Apex class to check if the methods inside Apex class in that getting the call from the triggers, and will execute the methods if they're getting the calls from the triggers. Next question, what is the use of the triggers dot executing? Suppose we have a methods in the Apex class, and we want these methods to run only when the methods is getting the call, and from Apex triggers, then we can make use of triggers executing in the Apex class to the check if the methods is getting call from the triggers. Next questions. It is the idea of the records change if we undelete or delete records. No, it is has a same ID. Next question, what is the recursive triggers? Recursive triggers is one that perform an actions such as an update or insert which invoke itself, being to the same something like and update it perform. Next questions. How to avoid the recursive triggers? Recursions occurs when some code is executed again and again. It can lead to the infinite loop, and which can result to the governor limit. Sometimes it can be also result is a unexpected output. To avoid the recursive the triggers, you can create a class with a static balloon variable with the default value true in the triggers before executing your code. Check that the variable is a true or not. Once you check the make the variable false. Example, Apex class checks recursive Apex. Public class check the recursive. Private, private static the balloon run is equal to true. Public static the balloon run once. If run fly is equal to flash, return the true, else return the run. Triggers codes, update triggers dot apex. triggers on any object after an update. If check recessive dot run once, write you the code in here. और थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, आज हमने देखा एपेक्स ट्रिगर्स के इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन जो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है इंटरव्यू के लिए। अगर मेरा चैनल आपको पसंद आता है तो मेरे चैनल को लाइक सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा और मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में। थैंक यू, बाय बाय।